Hello friends, welcome to my channel. This is Charan. In this video tutorial, I will explain how to display multiple models into a single view in Django web tutorials. And here we got the output of our index.html page, which contains a header text. After that, we have horizontal line. The first model contains the employee table. See here the employee table. This is the employee table, EMP table, which contains three rows. These are the three records, and the student table, the second table, student table. That's it. If you are a first time visitor to my channel, please subscribe to get the latest updates. Before creating a new Django web application, first we'll check the tables. I just logged into my PHP my admin server, which is MySQL. The table name is the EMP table, which contains 4 columns: ID, first name, last name, and email. And the second table is the student table, which contains 4 columns: ID, student first name, last name, and student email ID. Now my aim is I will create 2 models for these both tables, and I will display both these tables into a single HTML view page. Before creating a project, first we'll create a new folder in local disk D drive. Right click the mouse, go to new and select folder. The folder name is models view. Let's browse this folder, models view. Right now this folder is empty. Now let's create a new Django web application in this folder. I'm using Visual Studio Code to create the Django web application. First we'll add our project folder which we have created in the local disk D drive. Go to File, open folder, and the folder name is the models view. I'll select that one and click button select folder. And here the folder is added to our Explorer panel. At the right side we got the welcome page. Let's close that one. Now let's create a new application in this folder. For that, go to View, select Terminal, and here the application is successfully created in this folder. Let me expand this app, and notice in this application there is a subfolder called multiple models single view. Let me expand that one, and this folder contains some default Python files, settings.urls, settings.urls.py, and we have one manage.py in the root folder. Now first let's add a new templates folder to our project. Select the root folder, right click the mouse, click new folder. The folder name is the templates, and this templates folder contains all my HTML pages. Right click the templates folder. Let's add the index.html, and here we got our index.html page to view the models on the browser. First let's add the doc type. Let's add the HTML and add the header section. Inside the header section I am adding the title, and the title multiple models in a single view page. After the header section I am adding the body tag. Inside the body I am adding center tag. Let's add the h1, how to display multiple models into single view page. Again h2 tag, Django web framework. After the header section I am adding horizontal line. After the horizontal line I am adding the table and this table contains a border with 1. After the table, I am adding the horizontal line. After the horizontal line, I am adding h2 tag student table. I am copying this table element here, and this one h2 is the employee table. Let's call this model 1 and this is model 2. Now the next step, let's save this file, save all. Now let's create a models. Right click the models folder, click new file. I'm adding models.py, and here we got our models.py. Now in this models page contains a class with the properties, which are our table columns. So first let's import the necessary class name from Django.db import. I'm importing models for class. Then I'm creating a first model, which is a class. First class name is the emp model 1 models dot model, and is capital here, colon, and this class contains, as I told, I'm adding only the properties. So in our first table, emp table, we have 4 columns. The ID column is auto generate column, so I don't require this column. So I'm adding 3 properties: first name, last name, and email. So let's add that one. First name, and let's give the first name is equals to models dot char field. The data type is max underscore length is equals to 100. Let's copy this one. We have 3 columns, so I require 3 properties: first name, last name, and the last column name is the email. So let's add that one also, email. After that, let's define a class, and these properties belongs to meta class, and these properties belongs to this emp table. So copy that one, the table name db underscore table is equals to, between double quotes, I am adding the table name emp table. That's it. We have created our first model. Next, create the second model class, student model 2. Model 2, again models dot model colon, and this class also contains only properties. So in the student table, we have 4 columns. The first ID column is auto generate column, so I don't require. We require these 3 columns names: stf name, student first name. So this one, stf name is equals to, I'm copying this data type, copy this one and paste here. That's second one and third one. Student L name, student last name, STL name, and student email, email. After that, I'm adding another class, which is a meta class colon, and this meta class contains the table name db underscore table is equals to, between double quotes, I'm adding the table name is a student. Copy this one and paste here. That's it. In this models page, we have defined 2 classes, which are the 2 models. The first model name is the emp model 1, and the second model is the student model 2. Let's save this file, save all. After that, we require the views page to call these models. So again, right click the subfolder, click new file, add views.py, enter. On this views.py, let's add the necessary classes here. from Django shortcuts, the first class name I am importing is a render class. The render class is used to run our templates on the browser, and the next one I am adding from they require the models, the class names in this view page. So this models page is inside the models multiple model single view. So let's copy this one. Our project name dot models import. I'm importing the class names. So first one EMP model 1, copy that one, paste here, copy, comma, and the second model name, which is ST model 2. After that, let's define a function, multiple models and display view, MMDV is my function name, which contains a request, request colon, and this function return render. The first parameter I am adding the request, comma, between double quotes I am adding our template. I want to render this index.html, and this HTML page contains these two models. I want to view the objects. So here I am adding, let's declare a variable EMP model. EMP model display is an object, display is equals to, first I am getting the objects from this class, EMP model 1 dot objects dot all. Then next I require the student model display is equals to, let's add student model 2, copy this one, dot objects dot all method. I'm adding a dictionary to call these objects. Now here what I'm doing in the render method, the third parameter, I'm declaring a variable between curly brackets, colon, between double quotes, I'm adding the key value, the EMP model 1, copy that one, paste here, colon, and the values we are getting from this EMP model display, comma, again we require the key value, which is our class name of the second model, colon, this is the value of this second model. That's it. Now let's bind the data. That's it. Now that's it. Let's save this file, save all. Now let's open URLs. We have to configure our URLs pattern also. And the URL patterns, let's add the path between single quotes, comma, views dot. In this views page, I want to render this template with the help of this function name, MMDV. So let's add that one, MMDV. We have to import from dot import views page. That's it. Let's save this file, save all. Now the most important step, we need to configure our database. We have to install our application, then we need to configure our template also. So those all settings we need to open settings.py. First let's install our application in this install_app section. At the end I'm adding single quotes, our application name, our project name I'm adding here. Then in the template section, notice the directories here. I want to combine my templates with the base directories. So os.path.join method This join method takes two parameters. One is a base directory, base underscore dir, comma, between single quotes, I'm adding the templates folder. This is the templates folder I'm adding here. Then the important step is the database section. Notice here the default database section is the SQLite 3, but our database is the MySQL. SQL, let's delete this default database name. Here our database name, let's go to MySQL. Our database name is SampleDB. Let's add that one, SampleDB. Let's add the user also. User is root, comma, and the password, colon, and the next one we require the host, colon. The host is a local host, comma, and the port number, PORT, port is equals to 3306. Then we require the options, colon, between curly brackets, the options between single quotes, init, we need to add in small letters, init underscore command, I'm initializing the command, colon, again between double quotes, I'm setting the SQL mode is equals to, between single quotes, the SQL mode is a strict underscore trans underscore tables. That's it. After adding the necessary, that's it. After adding the database, that's it. After we configure, that's it. After we are setting the database connection string and our templates also, and we have installed our application name in this settings of UI. Let's save this file, save all. Now the final step, let's call the both models into this table. In the first table, the employee table contains 4 columns. So tr, small tr, td, table data, it's not td here, table header. First we require the table headers, employee id. Second table header is emp first name, table header last name, and we require the email. In the employee table we have first name, last name, email, and id. So we have added that one. And after tr, now after the tr, I'm using for loop to display records from the database. So between curly braces, percentage, I'm adding for loop for data results. Let's add the result here. Result is an object in the first model name is the EMP model 1. Let's close the for loop, percentage, and for tr, the table data, td, the table data is double curly brackets, result dot id, next td, double curly brackets, result dot, the column name is a first name. Let's add that one, first name, and the td, double curly brackets, result dot, last name, td, double curly brackets, result dot, email. That's it. We have binded our first model, which is our employee table. Now come to the bottom, the second table. Instead of writing this whole part, I'm copying this one up to n4. I'm pasting here. Here, instead of employee ID, the heading is the student ID, and in the student table, STF name, STL name, let's add that one, student first name, last name, and student email also. Student email. Instead of EMP model 1, I am adding the ST model 2. Copy that one and paste here. Here the result.id, give the column name here, STF name, STL name, and the email ID is ST email. So ST email. That's it. We have done the complete coding part. Let's save this file. Save all. Now come to the terminal, which is our command prompt. Before run the application, we must add our project to our folder. So cd. Now let's run the server Python. To run the server, add manage.py, this manage.py, run server, enter. And after we run the server, we don't find any issues in our application. And below that, we got our server URL, control plus mouse click. And here we got the output of our index.html page, which contains the header text. After that, we have horizontal line. The first model contains the employee table. See here the employee table. This is the employee table, EMP table, which contains three rows. These are the 3 records, and the student table, the second table, student table. That's it.